Good morning. Happy Monday. It is early, as always. I was going to do a live video and talk about this, but then I went live and only one person showed up, so I figured I would just record this video and upload it, and then you guys can chime in the conversation and let me know what your thoughts are. So the topic for today is counting the cost and paying the price. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I heard about the 75 hard challenge last week, and I decided I was going to do that before I read the fine print. So if you haven't heard about the 75-day challenge, or 75 hard as it's being called, it's basically a challenge where for 75 days you do the following things: drink a gallon of water a day, do 2 45-minute workouts, one outside, read 10 minutes of a nonfiction book, and audiobooks are not allowed, and then take a progress picture every day. I think that's it. I believe that's it. Oh, and then you can't drink alcohol and you have to stick to a diet. So obviously when I thought about those things, and said, originally said yes to it, 10 minutes of reading a day was actually the one thing that I thought was going to be the easiest. But then I can't listen to an audiobook because that's apparently not reading. So of course, then I had to decide, whether or not I was willing to still take the challenge, even though, there are parts of it that I would change. And then as I was thinking about it, I researched it. I went into the actual page for the person who's kind of invented it, as it were. And the one thing that got me was that he's really talking about how this is it's not so much a challenge of whether or not you can do these things for 75 days, it's whether you can do them as prescribed for 75 days. And that's why I got started thinking about counting the cost and paying the price, because obviously for me especially, the hardest thing I was going to face wasn't doing the workouts or reading or even sticking to a particular diet. It was going to be drinking the whole gallon of water a day. So I literally had to calculate, how much water is a gallon and what containers do I have that would hold a gallon of water, so that I could calculate every single day to make sure that I am not saying that I drank a gallon of water when I didn't actually drink a gallon of water. And then I also had to think about what time would I have to wake up so that I can start drinking this gallon of water, so that I can be done early enough that I am not needing to go to the bathroom every 10 minutes, because that's usually what happens when you drink a lot of water. Well, or when you start to anyway, before your body gets used to it, like you go to the bathroom a lot. So I had to really think about that. So before I even decided that I was going to start, when I was going to start, because I started today, I had to do that math and figure it out. So I calculated it, and the containers that I'm using, this one right here, it is 25 ounces. And to be able to drink a whole gallon of water, I would need to drink 5 of those a day. So I went in and I set out alarms to remind me to drink my bottle of water because I forget all the time. I forget. So now that that's done, I know that I have 5 bottles of water to drink. I'm already down one, and it's only 6 a.m. So between now and noon, I have to drink another 4. It's a lot of water in a very short time because time goes fast. So, I mean, now that I am stuck to it, like I've decided I'm going to do this, I have to do this every single day. Like I have to count 5 bottles of water and how many times I'm going to refill, because I have 2 of the exact same kind. So I just have to remember when I refill one that doesn't mean that that I am done. It just means that I'm closer to the end, to the finish line rather. And the other thing that I had to figure out was, what time I would have to wake up so that I can make sure that I'm drinking my gallon of water a day. So I decided to wake up at 3 a.m. So by the time I was done with my workout, that was the first one is the easy one. The next 4 are the hard ones. Because on top of that, I also had to consider whether or not my gallon of water a day would be counted in the coffee that I make, because I use water to make coffee, right? So does that count, or is that extra credit? I decided it was extra credit because if I do that, then, what is going to stop me from actually changing any of the other rules? Like, what's going to stop me from deciding to listen to an audiobook for 10 minutes as opposed to physically reading a book? So that's what, the whole counting the cost and choosing to pay the price is all about. Like, you have to decide every day whether or not you're going to do something and stick to it, right? So if you're going to decide to do a workout and you want to stick to, like however many days, 75 days in this case, which workout is it going to be? Can you stick to that workout? Are you actually going to do the parts of it that will help you move forward, as it were, right? So the other thing about this whole challenge and the struggles that I am having is that sticking to a diet means really planning ahead so that I am eating food that isn't necessarily high in water content. So if you're going to be drinking 5 gallons of water, you don't want to be eating a lot of watermelon. I mean, yes, watermelon is healthy, but then it has a high water content. So does lettuce and, veggies like that. So you just counting the cost and choosing to pay the price means that you have to really think about the thing that you're trying to accomplish, what it's going to take to accomplish that thing. And then you also have to decide whether or not you're willing to stick to the parameters that are going to get you to the end goal for the length of time that it will require for you to do the thing that you've said you want to do. This applies to anything. If you want to start a business, you've got to do the research and figure out what it is that you need to start your business, and then stick to whatever the parameters are that are going to help you get started with a successful business. Because at the end of the day, the foundations of your business will determine whether or not you're going to have long-term success, or if you're just going to be one of those that after, like the 5-year new business window, you're going to crash and burn. So today being a Monday, and the first Monday in February, I want to encourage you guys to think about all the things that you had said that you were going to do in January as your New Year's resolutions, and then evaluate. And again, count the cost and decide whether or not you're willing to pay the price. Because in order to get where you need to go, you're going to have to be very willing to do hard things, irrespective of whether or not challenges will come. Because challenges will come. The reality of life is that challenges will come. You will not know how they come, but they will come. So this is your reminder for February. Count the cost, pay the price. I am also running a fitness challenge group. If you'd like to join me, I'm going to put up the information in my description. So look out for that. I am also running a finance challenge group. I am hosting one of Dave Ramsey's classes, the Financial Peace University. So I'm a coach. Well, the word is not coach really. I'm a coordinator. So if you'd like to join my group, I will also put all the information for that in the description, so you can, come on and let's work on the things that we have decided that we're going to work on this year and stick to our goals. Love and light, Elsie.